Hi, and welcome to episode 23 of the PassioKnit Spinner podcast. My name is Tracy. You can find me as Schnüffelt here on Ravelry and Instagram. And thank you so much for being here. It's been over 4 months since my last podcast. And I really hope I can get back to it now that my son is a little bit older and hopefully my husband will be home a little bit more. So let's see if it works. Okay, I'm not going to talk about stuff that happened because, you know, everyone who has kids knows what happens. You basically sleep and take care of the kid and try to eat somewhere in between. So that's been my life. And I did lose my knitting mojo completely. I had no intent or I just didn't want to knit at all. And that finally changed. So I have stuff to show and it's worth your and my time to do this. So let's do it. What I'm wearing today is my Perry Street Rugby. It's a pattern by Kirsten Kapoor and I knit this a few years ago. It's a comfy oversized sweater and I really like it. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you about it. It's a great sweater, it's a great pattern, just do it. Okay, knitting in the past. I have finished a few things. First of all, I finished a pair of socks. It's a pair of leftover socks. And leftover projects always bring my mojo back. Whenever I lose it, I just have to cast on a leftover project and it's gonna work. So I did knit those socks on my 3mm cubics, wood, natural cubics. And yeah, like I said, leftover socks. I did knit the cuff, heels and toes in Regia silk, and the rest is different leftovers. Most of them are not mine because I started those socks at a knitting retreat and it was kind of the premise to bring leftover sock yarn and everyone can just take something out of the big bag and start knitting their leftover socks. These are for me. I knit them with 64 stitches, just plain vanillas, how I always knit my socks, and 3mm cubics. Then, after I finished those, my sock knitting mojo was back, and I did start another pair of socks. Not start, picked up. It was already started. I had finished half a sock, and now they are completely done. It's this pair. They're knit out of a German indie dyed yarn. It's from Sockenroller. The colorway is called Eisvogel, which is a bird. And it's a really interesting yarn blend. It's a merino, bamboo, and mohair. There's 2% mohair content in here. And you might be able to see there's one round of very loose stitches somewhere here. Is it? Yeah, it's this sock right above my finger here. This is where I left the socks before I picked them up again, and they were on the needles for over half a year like this. And whenever you leave stuff on the needles for such a long time, you are gonna see it. There's gonna be a line in your knitting and it's gonna disappear after the first wash, but it's gonna be there. So yeah, I knit those on US 2's 2.75mm carbons, double point, 64 stitches, top down, plain vanillas. They are knit in my size, but I'm not sure yet if I want to keep them or gift them. We'll see. And the last thing that I knit and finished was a Bobble Hat. Normally I don't knit what everyone else is knitting, or at least I don't knit it right away. But this time I just wanted to have this hat because it's super cute, and I knit it with my handspun. All of it is handspun except for the black. And the only problem I have is I block this because it's color work and you should block color work so it shows up really. And yeah, it's kind of big now. So I don't know if what to do. I thought I might just fold the brim in, you know, to the inside of the hat, fold it in half and seam it up. So that would make it way better, and I could totally wear it. And I want to attach a pom-pom. That's the only thing that's left to do. So yeah, but I still like it. It was a great knit. It was my second finished colorwork project, and I'm really proud of it. I did change one thing. The pattern has you knit the stitches here, here, between the sheep in black. So you only work with 2 colors at each given row. But I didn't like that, so I just continued the color that I had beneath the sheep, or underneath, I don't know the word, and I carried that one up. So I knit with 3 colors for 3 rounds, and it was absolutely fine, and I really, really like how this turned out. Oh, now my hair is even worse than it was before. So yeah, the Bobble Hat, it's a free pattern on Ravelry. I don't know right now who made it. Maybe Donna Smith. I'm not sure. It's a super simple pattern. It's really nice. It's a ton of fun. But like I said, my blocking kind of made it a bit big for me, but I'm still gonna wear it. There's no way that I will give this to someone else. Okay, so that's it for knitting in the past. 3 finished objects, and all of them were finished within the last 2 weeks. So like I said, my knitting mojo just barely came back. Now, for knitting in the present, I have my, I started a loop out of my leftover self-striping sock yarn, and I did show that quite a while ago. It's in my Holland Handmaids bag by Erin. She has a podcast, check her out, she's awesome. And this was my project that I took with me to the hospital when I gave birth. And it looks like this right now. It's getting big. The only problem is it's not long enough yet for me to, you know, wrap it around my neck twice and not strangle myself with it. But that's all of the yarn that I have left, and I just have to knit another pair of self-striping socks before I can continue with this project, which I should do soonish, because now is the weather to do this, because out there we have about 8 inches of snow, and I would love to wear this because it's a really colorful and happy project. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I just wind off some yarn from a ball of self-striping yarn to finish it. I don't know. I'm knitting it, I believe, with 100 stitches, maybe 120 on a 3.25 millimeter needle. Yeah, no pattern, just, you know, knitting in the round. And yeah, I hope to finish it soon because I really, really want to wear it. And I'm gonna talk about all the yarns that I used in this whenever it's done. So it barely fits in my bag. I cannot really close it, but I just want to use this bag, so I don't care. Okay, now where to put it? Okay, the other thing that I'm working on, I believe I showed this before, you know, quite a while ago, because I started this last November. And I didn't even podcast then, so I'm not sure if I showed it or not. But I am knitting the devilish hat, which is on the cover for the Scrumptious Collection Volume 3. The pattern is by Rachel Coopy. I'm gonna try and show you a picture of the hat. It looks like this. Now come. Okay, now I have good lighting and it just won't focus. Never mind. It's almost done. I have only 14 rounds of the decreases to go, and then I will have finished this. I hope to finish it today, and then I will wash and block it and show it again next week. This is my color work, how it looks, you know, unwashed and unblocked. It's my 3rd color work project. I really enjoy it. I do color work with both of my hands because I'm a continental knitter. And this is just the way I do stuff. That's my the inside of the hat. I'm really, really proud of that. and it's worked on 2.75 millimeter carbons. And yeah, I really do like it. There's a patterning in the brim which you can tell a little bit, but it's black, so black it doesn't show off really good. I'm using, the black is Shibui sock yarn, and the blue is Koigu. And I'm about to finish my ball of Shibui, but I'm sure it will be enough for the rest. So you can knit this hat with one skein of each easily. So yes, this will be finished next week, and I hope to podcast next week so I can show you. The bag that I'm using is a, what is it? Bird legs bag, and it's a Sherlock bag because I love Sherlock. And the color just matches so good. I'm gonna show you how perfect this is. You see this? Color, work, hat and bag just go together like they were made for each other. So that makes me happy because I'm weird. Second work in progress. Now, Okay, third work in progress is in a bag, in a box bag that I made myself. It's, you know, the zipper is open, so it's just a little bit weird. It has the handles like this, which I really like. And I dug out another started pair of socks. It looks like this. Well, maybe I'm gonna do it like that. So this is Query Fiber Arts. It's a TARDIS in the park, I think. Yes. A TARDIS in the park. It's on her glitter base. And it's amazing. I really like this color. So it's on my 2.75 millimeter US 2's Holz and Stein. I'm not sure which wood. Maybe it's the bloodwood that I just... No, it's not. I think it's Veilchenholz, and I don't know what that is in English. And again, 64 stitches, top down, plain vanillas, because I don't like pattern socks. I don't like knitting pattern socks. If you were to knit me some, I would love that, but I don't like to do it, so I don't. Okay, and the last work in progress, no, second to last work in progress, is something that I showed before. It's the Boku Cowl. The pattern is by Plymouth Yarn. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. And I'm working with Katja Azteca. It looks like this. And that's my second skein of yarn that I have to start soon because the first one's almost done. It's all I have left of that. And my cowl loop, whatever you want to call it, is getting bigger. So this is what I had before, and here's a marker, and this is what I did in the last 2 days. I dug this out again because it's one of the Christmas gifts that I really need. It's from my niece. So yeah, that's the first skein that I worked into this, and I think it's gonna be beautiful. I really do like it, and I hope she will like it too. I'm knitting this on Carbon's 5mm US 8s interchangeables that I got sometime in this summer. It's in my Mad Bird project bag. I love Mad Bird project bags. They are awesome. They're really big. They have a square bottom. I love this. And there's only one work in progress left. And it's something I have not worked on a whole lot. It's my boxy. It looks like this. I'm not going to be able to show you anything because it's a million stitches on a needle. This is the color. It's Wollmeise. It's a weird different, so I have no idea what colorway it is, but it's pretty brown, red and orange. The color is not showing up very well, It's more red than brown. It looks like brown here, but it's red. Red and orange, it's beautiful. And yeah, I did knit this before, but it was way too big. I know the boxy is supposed to be super big, but I just didn't like it, so I ripped it out and cast on, I think, 80 stitches less. So again, in a Holland handmade bag. I love this one. The fabric is awesome. I love brown and yellow, so this is just... I'm sure Erin, you made that just for me, so I can get it in your shop. Here's her tag. I love her stuff. Okay, there's one more thing that I need to show you, and then I have to clear off this table because I cannot reach on anything. And that's my spinning. No, I'm not at spinning yet. I'm knitting in the future. But I might switch that around and do spinning first, because I don't even can get to the stuff that I'm knitting in the future. So, okay, let's do spinning first. Like I said before, went to a knitting retreat a few weeks back, and I finally started spinning again. And I did spin. I spun 5 bobbins. This is going to be a sweater whenever I finish spinning this. It's not one particular fiber. I used 6 different braids of fiber. I'm gonna talk about all of that when I'm done with it. I'm gonna show you the whole sweater's worth. Just gonna show one bobbin. I used braids in teals, purples, greens. Maybe I'm gonna show a second one. So I spun 5 bobbins so far. I think I will need to spin at least 3 or 4 more, because this is spun on my Luette S45, which is not made anymore, unfortunately. But those bobbins hold only about 80 grams, and like I said, I have 6 braids that I am using, and just gonna need more. So I finished all of those at this retreat, and yeah, I look forward to finish this because it's gonna be a really pretty sweater's worth. So now let's clear off the stuff that I don't need anymore, because I have to be able to show you stuff. Okay, good. Now, knitting in the future. I have plans for knitting in the future, and I'm gonna show them. First of all, I dug out a old UFO, like a really old UFO, and it's a design of mine. The design is on my side, so you will not be able to see it, but I can show you. It's gonna be a lined mitten pattern. I have to rework the thumb because it's not wide enough for wearing it with, you know, another layer of fabric and your thumb in it, so I have to change that. And yeah, otherwise I really like this, and I'm thinking about releasing it as a paid pattern for the first time, because normally when I put up stuff it's always free patterns, but yeah, it's a lot of work designing something, and I want to get some test knitters for this and just charge €2 or something like that. And yeah, I'm using very nice yarn. There is. The outside of the mitten is a worsted weight, and it's from Zauberwiese. It's a German indie. It's called Bergsteiger. It's 100% Falkland wool. It's very nice. And on the inside, I use Sen Yarn Garden Serenity Sock. It's a MCN. And they really go well together. So I hope to work on this in the coming weeks so I can get it out to testers and release this pattern into the wild. Hopefully someone will want to knit it. If not, that's okay. There are so many designers on Ravelry, and it's okay. The next thing that I want to start is something out of this handspun. I think I showed this last time I recorded. It's out of Three Waters Farm. It's 100% organic Polworth. I think I did a 3-ply. Yes, I did a 3-ply with this. I'm gonna knit a hat for my husband, and it's called the Father Cables. It looks like this. There you can see the snow outside. Now, this is the hat. I want to knit the large slouch. I hope I have enough yarn. And the pattern is a free download on Ravelry. It's called Father Cables. And it's really pretty, and I hope that the pattern will show up in this yarn, but I think it will. The cable's big enough, so that's one thing that I want to start. The other thing that I want to start is I want to knit a Favis. It looks like this. With the glare from outside, it's hard to show. Maybe like that. Yeah. It's a wider shawl out of worsted weight that I designed. The pattern is a free download on Ravelry. It's called Favis, and if you just search for me, you can find the pattern. And I have those 3 skeins of yarn that I want to use for this pattern. It's Ausermann Natura. It's a, what is it? It's a 46% wool, 28% viscose, 12% cotton, 7% alpaca, and 7% mohair. Now that's a mouthful. It looks like this. That's the orange, and it really is this bright, and a nice dark purple to go with it. So the main body of the shawl will be purple, and the rest, the contrasting stripes that you can see are in 2 colors here, will be in just 1 color, and the orange. So I hope this will turn out great. And like I said, the pattern is a free download on Ravelry, like all of my patterns are if you are interested. So that's it for knitting in the future. Now spinning, I already did spinning. New stuff. I got a skein of Wollmeise yarn. Everyone knows Wollmeise, you know. I'm sure you do too. It's her pure base in the Maharani colorway. I got this as a gift from a friend. She had won it somewhere, I don't know, as a door prize at a knitting retreat, and it's just not her color, so she gave it to me, and I really do like it. It's very colorful, very bright. And as it is a pure, it has no nylon in it, so I will not knit socks with this. I will knit some kind of shawl. I don't know yet. Maybe I will design something whenever I do have quite a few ideas that I already sketched out, but I just don't have the brain right now to work on designing, so I might not do that. I don't know yet. And the other thing is a really, really big thing. My husband got me a Hansen mini spinner. I'm gonna show it to you because it's right here next to me in its little cart. I have everything attached, so here it is. That's my Hansen. It does not have a name, because I don't name stuff. It's just the Hansen here. It's cherry, and I got the woolly winder flyer. It's the first woolly winder that I have, and it will be the last because I'm not a big fan of that. I really like having to switch hooks when I'm spinning because that shows me progress, you know. I love that. And I do have the standard flyer as well, so I can have a go at both of those. Now my fiber is trying to escape. I am spinning some Three Waters Farm, what is it, Corriedale, Hot and Sweet. It was one of the club colorways. It's the first thing that I'm spinning on the Hansen mini spinner, and I really do like this. It was a very big investment, but I am loving it. So it was totally worth it. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll notice that I do have the best husband ever, because whenever he goes somewhere for work, he brings stuff back. So, okay. That's my new stuff. Now, what's next? Indie of the week. My indie of the week this week is the first time that I'm not promoting someone in Europe. It's someone based in America, and it's Erin from Holland Handmade. Her bags are awesome, and she will have a Small Business Saturday update, and I believe that's this Saturday. I mean, today's Sunday, so it's going to be next week on Saturday, I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, her bags are great. I do have 3 of them. I showed 2. The third one is somewhere back there. I'm not going to stand up to show you. But believe me when I tell you, they are awesome. So go get one for yourself. And they are super reasonably priced too. So that's awesome as well. Okay, let me check my awesome show notes here. Okay, there's gonna be a new segment today after what I'm talking about now. I'm gonna talk about reading because I do love my reading. I have 2 books to show because I did not read all that much in the last few months because it's just, I don't know, I lost my mojo for it. Happens. So, the first thing that I finished is the Shadow Falls After Dark im Sternenlicht. It's by CC Hunter. It's like a sequel to the Shadow Falls camp series. It focuses on the same camp. They are the same people, but there's a different protagonist for this. The girl who's the main character in this series has always been in the other series, and she was one of the main characters, but not the main character. So that's her story now. I think that one is called Reborn in the original. Yes. The original title is Shadow Falls After Dark Reborn. It's by CC Hunter. It's the first one in the series. I think this is going to be a trilogy. The original series were 5 books. So this is going to be a trilogy. That's book 1. And I'm currently reading book 2. It's called Shadow Falls After Dark Unter dem Sternenhimmel. The English title is Eternal. So, again, CC Hunter. It's a great book series. If you like the Shadow Falls Camp series, you will love this one. It focuses on, like I said, a different main character, but you can totally read those books if you've not read the Shadow Falls Camp series. It can be a standalone series. Now, new segment, to a big surprise for everyone who follows me on Instagram, I'm sure, is sewing. Like I told you before, I totally lost my knitting and spinning mojo and my reading mojo and just everything except for sewing. I caught the sewing bug and it's just going strong, and I'm gonna show you some of the last things that I finished. And yeah, okay. I did make 6 mini sew together bags. The sew together bag is like the most loved bag on earth, I believe, because everyone has made this. And I just made 6 in a mini version, which means it's not as long, and it only has 2 inside pockets, which I'm going to show soon. I used this hexagon patterned fabric by Riley Blake, and just different leftover for this insert and the bindings. This one has some of my favorite fabric inside. It's the True Colors by Janine Morrison, and some pink fabrics for the inside pockets. That's the only one I can show you because the other 5 I did send out already to my friends as surprise gifts. I did send them out last Tuesday, or this week on Tuesday. They only have to travel in Germany, so, you know, not that far, and none of them has arrived by now. It's almost a week, and I'm starting to freak out if they get lost. I'm gonna cry a whole day if they do, because it's a ton of work making one of them. Yeah. This one will leave for another friend soonish, but I have to finish her whole gift first, so I still have this one to show you. I do like it. I love making them, but I'm not gonna make some for a while now because I'm just all worn out of those. Okay, the next thing that I did, and I made it only yesterday, or I finished it yesterday, was a wedge bag. I wanted to sew a wedge bag for my projects. That's the first prototype that I made. It's just it's this fabric here on the inside, and the problem is I do not like how the zipper works. I did follow a free pattern. I'm not going to tell you which one because I'm not all too happy with it. Can you see this? This bugs me. It looks like, you know, I'm not good at turning stuff. So I don't like how the zipper worked out. And I do like the bottom, but I think it's, I mean, the original is only this high, so I did make it a bit larger. But I think it's a weird format. Is that a word? In Germany it's a word. So I'm not sure yet. So, but I did have leftovers of this fabric, and I love this fabric. It was a fat quarter and a surprise me package from a German quilting shop that I got, and I wanted to use up the leftovers, so I made another bag in the same, it's the same basic size. I did change a few things. I did add, or I did make the outside in 2 different fabrics because yeah, I wanted to use up everything that I had, and I did. I put on a handle, which was important to me, and I did put on this ribbon here, which I really like. I love this one. This one will totally be with stay with me. I will not give this away to anybody. This one might go to a friend of mine. I'm not sure yet. Just because I'm not super happy with it, but on the other hand, it's not ugly. It's usable. It has a good size, you know. You can totally put in a sock or a small shawl in here. So I don't know yet. Can I give something away that I'm not all too happy about? I mean, I do like it, but it's not perfect, and I'm like a perfectionist when it comes to giving stuff away. I don't know. So yeah, I made those 2 wedge bags. I do like them. I have to totally change the size that I'm working with, so I will like them even more. And yeah, I also am working on some quilts, but I'm not going to show any of that now because there's nothing to show really. So okay, now that's it for sewing. I have one thing in everything else, and then I will be done. I did participate in the Schnitzel and Boo mini quilt swap on Instagram. I'm happy with what I got. I'm gonna show you, but I'm not happy with what happened to my stuff that I sent out. I made a mini, and I really did try to make the most best mini that I can make, and I'm gonna try to find a picture here so I can show it to you. It was a ton of work, and I really enjoyed making it. The person I sent it to did write that it's her first swap, and she will be happy to receive anything, you know. So this is what I made. This is the mini that I made. It's part of a big quilt pattern. And the requirement for being in the swap was to, I'm gonna have to make some light here. Is that better? Nah. You were required to be on Instagram to take part in the swap. So my partner was there all the time, and I did send out my mini and wanted to just check her profile again the next day, and she was gone. So I don't know. I hope she will send out her mini to her partner, but I just don't know. I also made those hangy things. You can hang them or put them somewhere with the word quilt. And yeah, I tried to put together a great parcel because it was her first swap ever. And if you've done a swap before, you know that you will be in the position where you just are not happy with what happened. So I have had that happen to me quite a lot of times, so I just wanted to make her first experience a good one, and now she just turned it right around at me, and yeah, I'm not happy. I'm just not. As she left Instagram, and I only included my Instagram name, because why not? I mean, of course I did write my own name, but there's no email address or anything else included, so she will not be able to thank me for it, which is, you know, the least thing that I expect from someone I'm sending stuff to, that they say, hey, thank you. And yeah, I'm not happy about that, but I can't change it, so yeah. I am happy, however, with what I received. My partner is in Australia, and she made me a mini kitty quilt. Isn't that cute? And it's really, it's big. I love it. It's awesome. It will go on my wall here in my sewing room. And yeah, I really do like it. I love the kitties, especially this one here, which has, you know, its head in the bird cage. Awesome. She also sent me some Australian chocolate, which, you know, I love chocolate. Some nice postcards. I especially love this one because it shows the size comparison from Australia and Europe. And I knew that Australia was quite big, but I had no idea that it was that big. Because, you know, I live in this, where is it? Here. I live here in this teeny tiny country, Germany. And I always thought that Germany is not that small. And it's not for Europe. For Europe, it's a big country, but for the world, it's just, you know, teeny tiny. And she also did send me some fabric that I will use for quilting. I will use the charm squares for quilting, and I'm gonna make a project bag with this one. So I'm happy about this, and thank you so much for sending me that. And yeah, that's it. I'm at the end of my show notes. I am done for this week. I really hope I will be able to record next week, and we'll have stuff to show you next week, because you'll never know with a teeny tiny baby. Although he's not teeny tiny anymore, he's 6.5 months now, and he's doing great. So I'm happy about that. Okay, I will let you go. Again, thank you so much for being here. I really hope that some people still are here. Are you here? Or am I just doing this for me? We'll find out. I will say until next week, enjoy everything you do. Have a wonderful time. Bye.